Mountain View Volleyball is live only on mylocalradio.com. Buffs Volleyball is in session for another action-packed fall season. Carrying you straight through the year and into the state tournament in November, mylocalradio.com is here to bring you live video coverage of Mountain View sports. With the opening serve quickly approaching, let's join Jake Hibbard, voice of the Buffaloes, in the MyLocal Radio broadcast booth for pregame coverage.
The championship match of the Rawlins Invitational. There were 16 teams at the start of this, and we're down to 2. The home standing Rawlins Outlaws and the team from Uintah County, the Mountain View Buffs. Jake Hibbard joining you online at mylocalradio.com on a First Bank presentation. And we are 3 minutes away from the start of this 3A State Preview Championship match. The Rawlins Outlaws, the Mountain View Buffs, next on mylocalradio.com.
Members of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union feel confident that our staff has your best interest in mind, confident that we acknowledge your financial needs, confident that we are always working hard to provide the best rates, best products, and the best service the industry can offer, and confident that we will always work with you to help achieve your financial goals. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Well, both of these teams took on each other yesterday, and it was a 2-set-to-none victory for Rawlins as they were in the same pool. And Mountain View and Rawlins meet again in the Gold Bracket Championship from 16 teams down to 2, Mountain View versus Rawlins. It was a close set the first time out, and then, according to the players, as they told me, the serve-receive was a big problem for them. They had a little bit of trouble in that back line, and Rawlins took advantage and came away with a big win in the second set. Well, they feel confident, the Mountain View Buffs do, coming in to this game, and why should they not? They've taken care of their opponents so far today in 2-sets-to-none victory fashion in their first contest, a win over Torrington, and then they disposed of Douglas 2-sets-to-none as well. They've taken on height, and there's plenty of it on this Rawlins team. Both of the Jerome sisters, Jessie Jerome and Jordan Jerome, listed at 6'3". I don't know that they're that tall, but they're probably at least 6 to 6'1" in that neighborhood, and there is a lot of length and athleticism to be found on this Rawlins team. Let's now run through, as they're listed, the starters and rotation players. The first four, the homestanding Rawlins Outlaws. Mackenzie Earl, a 5'9" junior, plays outside hitter and setter. And Brooke Palmer is wears number 6 and is an outside hitter, 5'9" junior. Jessie Jerome, 6'3", listed, sophomore, and wears number 12. At the middle blocker position, Madison Wright is listed at 6'1", a junior, and wears number 9. Jordan Jerome, also listed at 6'3", a senior, wears number 13. Aaliyah Edwards, 5'8", junior, wears number 5 and is listed as a right side hitter. And the other right side, Melise Morgan, wears number 8, a junior, and listed at 5'8". The libero, Skylar Young, 5'7", junior. Well, you may remember the Jerome name if you've been following Wyoming sports for the last several years. And Bryce Jerome, currently a sophomore on the Gillette Pronghorn basketball team, is their older brother. So let's take one more break and come back in 30 seconds with the starting lineup for Mountain View and the first set on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Ready for the start of this on the left side of the net. It's the Rawlins Outlaws in the white jerseys, red numerals on the back end, red Outlaws on the front, and black shorts, purple, dark purple jerseys, white numerals, and black shorts for the Mountain View Buffs. First rotation has Haley Stevens, the outside hitter, serving for the Buffs. In the front line, it's Allie Rinker at outside, Ashley Timms at right side, and a middle blocker, Kylie Dellinger. In the back line setting is Camry Hutchings and Casey Bugis, the sophomore libero, in the white jersey. Rounding out the rotation to start things off for the Buffs, Olivia Meeks will see time. Kendall Herford could as well. And the first serve is up, and an ace for the Mountain View Buffs. Haley Stevens starts it off on the right foot with the ace. And it's 1-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Set from Jerome to the middle is low, bumped over. 1-0 on the board. Kylie Dellinger gets a hold of one, picked up in the back line by Jerome. To the outside. It's a swing and not quite. A double hit on Mountain View. Brooke Palmer with that kill. 1-1 on the board. Championship match of the 3A state preview, as good as we can have. Every team here is from 3A, all 16. It came down to these two. Big outside attack by the junior, Allie Rinker. Picked up in the back line and to the outside. It is Mackenzie Earl, cross court, inbounds. Hard hitters in today's contest on both sides. The Mountain View Buffs have looked outstanding today, and it looked like that young team is starting to come together. A serve into the net by Jerome. That Jesse Jerome, the sophomore, ties it up at 2 apiece. Set number 1, Caitlin Timms, the serving specialist, comes in, and she has been something special throughout the season. Although young and getting some good serves and lots of aces. Piled up, Earl takes the assist from Jerome, picked up on the Buff side. Rinker takes a broken play, goes back middle. Jerome with the first touch, and Jesse Jerome to the right side. A big swing, and out of bounds on the rethink about it. Brooke Palmer can't get the kill. The back line judge had out, in, and then she pulled it back out. And it's 3-2. Caitlin Timms, close to an ace, dug out of the ground and out of nowhere by Aaliyah Edwards. And a kill down for number 8, Melise Morgan. (3-3). 3 kills for Rawlins. Mountain View still looking for their first. A beautiful serve. Picked up by Cortland Condis. Cross quarter, Rinker. Touched over the net. A long dive, Camry Hutchings cannot dig it out of the net on Mountain View side after a first touch from Timms. 4-3 goes the score. The Buffs trail Rawlins by 1. Back to swing is Melise Morgan. And it's up, and a swing by Rinker out of bounds. 5-3. Morgan to serve for Rawlins with a 2-point advantage. Back-to-back great serves. Rinker picks it up. Meeks with a long swing, out of bounds, back middle. 6-3. And Rawlins with the firepower and a couple of great serves by Melise Morgan has Mountain View on their back heels. Here's the float serve again. This time again Rinker. She'll get the attack. No, it's to Meeks. Cross quarter. Diving play made by Morgan. Dump set by Jerome. Meeks with one touch on it. Swing from Bugis to Rinker. And a kill for Allie Rinker. A setup from Casey Bugis. She gets the rare assist on that play. Score is 6-4. Still best of 3 sets and still only to 21 in the championship match as we say hello to Emily Bugis. back to serve. Where's number 4? A DS and a sophomore. Return and nope. No good for Melise Morgan. An ace for Emily Bugis. Two aces for the Buffs. Down by 1. 6-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Jerome sets up to the outside. It's Edwards, cross quarter, picked up back middle. Hutchings to the middle, swing by Meeks. It was touched. There had to be a touch. There was no touch. No, it must have been off the tape then. The trajectory of that ball changed. Must have been a hit off the tape then. 7-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Emily Bugis with a save to keep it from going ace. And an antenna toe. Not good by Cortland Condis, just trying to stay alive there. 8-5. Rawlins on top. Mountain View still looking to get much of an attack going. They've been trying to deal with these tough serves as of yet. Cross court kill by Allie Rinker. She was in zone 2 getting ready to go back and serve and gets her second kill of the set. 8-6 the score. Rinker's been a good server throughout the season as well. 5'11" junior. 8-6 back right corner. Tight dump and Mackenzie Earl sends it over on a second hit. Meeks with the save up. Cross quarter picked up from Stevens. Edwards with the return fire. Picked up by Bugis. Perfect pass right to Hutchings. To the middle. Single block coverage. And Olivia Meeks sends it down off the arms of Aaliyah Edwards. 8-7 the score. Benedict's Market and True Value bringing the scoreboard. And no one's bringing us that ace, but hey, you could be. That's a great serve by Allie Rinker. Her first ace and the third of Mountain View's set. 8-all. They've tied it back up. Serve over back middle. Mackenzie Earl. Low set, and Jerome just gets it. Oh, over the line. Jerome stepped over as she turned around. And it gives Mountain View the lead. We've talked about that before. That's a play where that's by the letter of the law. The whole point of it is if you go over the line, they don't want you to be dangerous. She was in no danger of hurting anyone as there was no one in the area, but if you go over completely on the line with one of your feet, it is an automatic point. Serve into the net for Mountain View ends the run, and it's 9-all on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Rinker with the first touch. Hutchings to Meeks on the outside. She's blocked, and Aaliyah Edwards with the stuff down. 10-9 on the board. Point to Rawlins, looking impressive on their home gym. Decent crowd of the Rawlins faithful have stuck around. Line drive serve. Casey Bugis with one touch. Rinker with the second. Meeks over on a third. Right to Earl. For Rawlins, it's out to Edwards. She's blocked. Hutchings with that block, but it's picked back up by Rawlins. Cross quarter by Jerome. Outside attack, Stevens. She's blocked, but it goes out of bounds. Count Haley Stevens with another kill. 4 kills in the set for the Buffs. 10-all on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Casey Bugis back to serve. Much like her sister Emily, always a dangerous server back there. Takes a big windup, line drive, pushed up high. Not a bad try up by Brooke Palmer. Little bump by Rinker to Hutchings to the middle. Dellinger off the arms of Jerome. Picked back up though, dump set. Rinker was right there. Hutchings to Stevens. She beats the block. Cross court inbounds. And the spark plug for this Mountain View offense, Haley Stevens with a second kill. 11-10. It seems like when Stevens gets her offense going, it ignites everyone, loosens the whole team up. 11-10, Casey Bugis to serve. Mountain View on the right side of the net, Rawlins to the left. Returned up by Palmer, high, and a good pass on the back set. Edwards on the cross quarter. Bugis with the first touch. Hutchings to Stevens. Can she get a third? No, a great diving save made by Palmer. Back to Edwards. She gets it to Bugis, who makes a diving save. Backline attack from Rinker into the net. And point to Rawlins. And it's 11-all on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Edwards serves for Rawlins. Outside attack, Stevens has to wait on it. Punches it up a bit. Loft up in the right side attack. Jerome goes down the line. Rinker there in the backline defense. 11-all. Stevens wants to change that. Blocked by Jerome. Picked back up by Mountain View. Back to Stevens. She's blocked again, but this time out of bounds. Kill number 3 for Stevens in the set. And Mountain View leads it 12-11. Serve out of bounds, ties it back up. Camry Hutchings goes out of bounds. And the serve goes back to Jerome. Get that scoreboard back up as soon as we can. Right side attack from Stevens. High return by Jerome. Goes through the rafters. Earl back to Palmer. And Bugis misses. And she's upset with herself after that miss on the return. Kill outside for Brooke Palmer. Shot down and a kill for Jerome. Excuse me, an ace for Jerome. There we go, got that scoreboard back up. Stevens with the return. First attack by Timms. 14-12 the score. Rawlins on top. Outside attack. Palmer is blocked back down. Joust at the net. Earl wins that one. Jerome to the right side. Bugis with the first touch. Rinker can get it over on the third, and she does. A diving second attempt made by Hutchings as well. Deflected at the net. Returned over. And it's out of bounds. Point Rawlins. They lead at 15-12. Timeout taken by Mountain View, down by 3 points. We will take it with them. Be back in 30 seconds, 15-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christopherson at Chief Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lima. No excuses, just results.
Back underway here at the Rawlins Invitational Championship match, and a big swing from Haley Stevens. Returned to the cross court by Earl. Jerome outside to Palmer. Rolls it back middle. Bugis to Hutchings. Jump set. Goes back on Dellinger. She flips it over the net. Tight on Earl to the middle. And a termination down for Rawlins. Madison Wright. Her first swing and attack of the contest. And it's a good one. Kill for Wright. And back to Mountain View, down by 4 points now. Swing over the net, hit the antenna. Edwards gets the return air for Rawlins. Point back to Mountain View. Earl with the swing, or the return up outside. Edwards out of bounds. Attacking air for Madison Wright. 16-14. Middle swing, right, gets blocked, pushes it back over onto Mountain View side. Bugis with the touch up, 10-foot line attack by Rinker. Jerome to Earl, outside, Palmer into the net. And point back to Mountain View. Within one are the Buffs. Swing for Haley Stevens, a good setup out to the back left side. Jerome to the middle, Palmer's blocked by Dellinger. Right, turns it over the net, and Rinker taps it down. Her third kill of the set. Ties it up at 16. And from down 15-12 and forced to take a timeout themselves, they force a Rawlins timeout on a 3-1 run. 16-all on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View Volleyball.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. please visit us first. Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Back in action, 16 all in the swing, out of bounds for the Rawlins Outlaws, and Wright gives the Buffs a 17-16 lead. Back at the championship match at the Rawlins Invitational. This is as good as we have of a 3A state preview. Mackenzie Earl thought she had a kill, but a pancake somehow up by the Bugus girl, Casey Bugus. 17-16 outside, 10-foot line attack by Rinker. It's pushed up, Earl to the outside. Palmer swings off two Mountain View Buff blockers. It's deflected. Bugus goes diving into the stands of the Rawlins student section to get it over on 3 bumps. Earl to the middle, right, swings on it against 2 blockers. Bugus dives down, makes a play on it. Good pass up, Rinker off 2 blocks. Double hit, not called. Well, I guess it was a block and then a swing. So you got it up onto Mountain View side. Hutchings to Dellinger just to tip over. Earl with the first touch. Jerome to the back, 10-foot line. It's Palmer, hit the antenna. Point Buffs. What a play and what defense. They had a lot of trouble with the serve receive early on in this set like they said they did yesterday. But they've got the control now, and a swing into the net by Stevens gives the point up, but Mountain View playing excellent backline defense and trying to take a set from the homestanding Outlaws. Outnumbered heavily in the crowd here. You had a student section and a homestanding section of Rawlins. Just a few Buffs fans scattered around this Rawlins gymnasium on Saturday afternoon, creeping into the evening. Allie Rinker swings hard off right and comes up with a kill. Bugus out for 1 serving run, and we've got Caitlin Timms in. Rinker with 4 kills in the set. 19-17 the score. To the right side, a hard shot down by Brooke Palmer. Rawlins sent 2 hitters up. Palmer fired up after that swing. She elevated, was way on top of the ball, and terminated with a downward trajectory. Got about a 45-degree angle on that one. Loft serve up for Palmer. 19-18 the score. Back set to the freshman Timms. Deep corner push. Palmer to Jerome. Outside, Earl takes a swing on it. There was hands on it, and even if not, it was still inbounds. Mackenzie Earl gets her 2nd kill of the set. 19 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Palmer to serve. Lofts it over. Condis with a great return. Flip over. Camry Hutchings. Diving save made by Jerome. Flip by Earl. It's outside to Rinker. Over 2 blockers. Deep line defense. Diving save made by Jerome. Outside to Earl again on the attack. Down the line. Off the hands and inbounds of Mountain View. A timeout taken by the Buffs. When we come back, it is set point number 1 for Rawlins against Mountain View on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Volleyball.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Mountain View on the wrong side of a 3-point run as we welcome you back to the Rawlins Invitational Championship match. Rawlins versus Mountain View. Set point number 1 for Rawlins serving. It's Brooke Palmer. Lofts it over. Back middle to the left side. First touch up by Rinker. Back set. Condis rolls it over. Jerome to the middle. It's right. Flipped off one hand. Condis tumbles down to the ground as she gets a return up. Bumped by Rinker. Here's a setup for Rawlins trying to end it. Earl winds up, swings, and terminates. Set number 1 goes Rawlins' way by the smallest of possible margins. Mackenzie Earl ends it. And we head to set number 2. When we return, this is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com. 21-19, the score at the end of 1 set on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
It's important to feel like you belong. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we understand the value of connection. When you become a member, you join our family. You become an owner of a not-for-profit financial organization, and your success becomes our success. We give back to our members by offering lower loan rates, fewer fees, higher yields, and more products and services. Become a member of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today, and let's work together to reach your financial goals. We're a caring partner here for you. Member NCUA.
Back for second set action. One service error follows another. So it's 1-1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. First an error by Earl, then one by Haley Stevens. And we're at 1-1. Swing up by Brooke Palmer on the serve out. Right side attack. Dellinger with the kill. First earned point by either side in the second set goes Kylie Dellinger's way. Still looking for that Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game, although leader in the clubhouse right now, that backline defense of three girls right now. Cortland Condis, Emily, and Casey Bugis all doing an excellent job out there, saving plays. Add Allie Rinker into that as well, and Haley Stevens. All those girls in the backline playing that way, just saving ball after ball. Play goes to Rawlins, and I'm not sure why. I missed the call. May have been a net touch. There's a lot of tight play at the net. Dellinger and Timms are out, that being Caitlin Timms. Casey Bugis in at the back right side. At the middle, it's Condis. Bump to Rinker. To the middle, it's Olivia Meeks pushing it over. 2-2 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Jerome blocked and dug out of the net, but nowhere to go. Blocked for Allie Rinker. She had 4 kills in the first set. Libero Skylar Young comes in. I do not recall seeing her all of last set. Maybe she came in a play here or there that I missed. She's got the black libero jersey. The rest of the Rawlins Outlaws in white to the right of the net. Serve over from Emily Bugis. 3-2 the score on the board in favor of Mountain View. Bump up by Condis. Allie Rinker rips it over to the middle. Jerome outside. Edwards bounces it off the tape. Emily Bugis sets to Hutchings, who sets to Meeks. Necks it off of the hands of Jerome. Jerome bump sets to Edwards. Cross, no, line shot by Aaliyah Edwards. Power attack from the outside. Edwards with her first kill of the set. 3 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Mackenzie Earl, who had the kill to close out set number 1. Gets the serve over. Bump over the net by Camry Hutchings. Earl sets to Edwards. Down the line off Bugis. And 4-3 Rawlins. I can see why Mountain View had a little trouble when that serve received. This Rawlins team has several very tough servers. It's good looks, and these are tightly contested teams between each other. Rinker on the right side. Tips it off the block of Jerome and down for a kill. 5 kills in the contest for Allie Rinker. Cortland Condis checks out. Haley Stevens in at outside. Rinker back to serve. Mountain View possession on the serve. 4 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Serve is out of bounds. Point right back to Rawlins. Edwards serving for Rawlins. 5-4, a 1-point lead. Rinker set over to Hutchings, and it's a kill for Camry Hutchings. That was beget by not the best of returns by Allie Rinker and left Camry without any option. She had one. It was either going to the net or dump it over, and she gets the kill. Usually good for about a kill or 2 a contest. is the sophomore setter, Camry Hutchings. Return on a good serve over by Bugas. Outside attack. Palmer's blocked by Hutchings. Tied at the net. Hutchings slaps it over. And a net touch on 15, I think. Mackenzie Earl caught in the net. Mountain View is up 6-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Casey Bugas with the serve. Floats it over. A great read there by the libero Skylar Young to make it look like an easy pass to receive. And it's an outside attack by Palmer, out of bounds. 2-point advantage for Mountain View. They cannot get complacent. They had leads throughout the first set before losing on the wrong side of a 4-point run to Rawlins. Bugas, power attack, back right side. Returned at the net, taps down, and an ace for Casey Bugas. Fourth ace of the contest for Mountain View, and an 8-5 lead forces a timeout taken by Rawlins. We'll take it with them back in 30 seconds on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View Volleyball, live and online at mylocalradio.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
8-5, and Casey Bugas with the serve for Mountain View. This set to action, a 3-point lead for the Buffs on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Set from Earl, and it's off, so Palmer can't get an attack on it and make it 9-5 Mountain View. This is the championship match at the Rawlins Invitational. All 16 3A teams in attendance, and it came down and has come down to Mountain View and Rawlins. Power attack again from Bugas. 9-5 the score. Outside attack, Palmer, and it's returned by Bugas. Set up from Hutchings to Stevens. She winds up and is rejected by Jerome. On the block, the sophomore setter, Jessie Jerome, gets her first block of the day. Long, hard serve over by Jerome, that being the older Jordan Jerome. Float over, 9-6 the score. On to Mountain View side on an attack by Brooke Palmer. It's down and off the hands of Kylie Dellinger. Kill for Palmer. 9-7 the score. Benedict's Market and True Value bringing you the score in each and every game. Line drive attack, ace off of Emily Bugas for Jordan Jerome. Jordan with 2 aces, one in the first, now one in the second set. 9-8 the score. An effective timeout taken here by Rawlins as they've crawled back. Forced, make it 3 straight points, looking for a fourth to tie it. Hutchings, outside set. It's high, it's outside to Stevens, but it hit the antenna, and we are tied. 9-all. Jordan Jerome serves. Back left side, it's Bugas to Hutchings, right side, Dellinger. Dump set from Jessie Jerome, outside punch over. That was Stevens to the middle. It's Edwards, missing. Make it Madison Wright missing and out of bounds on the attack. Mountain View back up 1. 10-9 the score. The Buffs down 1-0 to Rawlins, but with a 1-point lead in set 3. Set up to the middle. Palmer goes off the hands of Dellinger for the kill. Palmer has 4 kills in the contest. We're knotted halfway through, 10-all. Only to 21 if you're just joining us. That's what these sets go to in this championship match and all matches here today. Cross quarter, and Haley Stevens gets her last opportunity kill in the front line as she moves back to serve. 4 kills for Stevens as well. 1-point lead, Mountain View. Hit over from Stevens, back middle, a high return by Edwards, handled well by Jerome. Crushed down by Madison Wright for the kill to tie it at 11 apiece. That's the benefit of having such a tall setter in Jerome. She was able to stand in there, be able to handle that ball at a high trajectory without too much issue. And then a good swing by Wright, a very athletic and long Rawlins team. And a service error into the net by Palmer. Puts Mountain View back up 12-11 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Caitlin Timms in to serve, the senior specialist. Back set to the right side. They ran a double slide there. Mackenzie Earl with the kill. So you had Madison Wright coming from the right side, and then Earl slipped behind the setter, Jerome. So you had two possible hitters on the right side. That split a single blocker and left Earl wide open to attack and terminate. She has 5 kills. 12 all on the board. And out of bounds on the serve. Mountain View hanging on again. Seems like they get an error from Rawlins whenever it's tied up in this set to just get that lead back. Bugis serves over. That Emily Bugis. Mackenzie to Jerome, and Bugis went for it, but it was out of bounds and she didn't touch it. So it's all good for Mountain View. Point, Buffs, 14-12. Emily Bugis serves, lofts it over to Palmer. Tied on the net, Earl dumps it over. Rinker with the first touch. Hutchings back to Rinker. She winds up, beats the double block, but goes low on the swing, and it hits out of bounds. 14-13 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Emily Bugis to Condis. Bumped over by Meeks, onto Rawlins' side. Earl outside. Edwards has had a good swing throughout the day. Goes sharp cross, but Rinker picks it up. And Rinker with the attack ensuing. Earl picks it up in the back line. Jerome puts it down, and Bugis dives and makes a play on it, but it cannot be returned. It's tied back up. Benedict's Market True Value scoreboard says 14 Rawlins, 14 Mountain View. 1 set Rawlins, none to Mountain View. This a best of 3. So it's do or die time in 21. A double hit for Camry Hutchings is point Rawlins. Swing from Earl, Cortland Condis. Picks up the first touch, Meeks outside. Cross corner, kill for the sophomore middle. Meeks is toyed with playing outside as well when Haley Stevens was out. As a lefty, that makes it a little more difficult. She's probably more naturally suited for the middle for a couple of reasons, that being one of them, but she can get a swing on it, and as she develops, she gets 2 kills in this contest, looking for more, swings again. 15 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Aaliyah Earl, I should say, with the attack and the kill from the right side. Earl's led the way, 6 kills. Excuse me, no, that's Edwards. Oh, Earl has led the way with 6 kills, but Edwards with her second. Middle shot from Olivia Meeks. Point back to Mountain View. 16 all. Casey Bugis serves from Mountain View, left side of the net. Line drive, returned up high. Second a bump set from Earl, right side attack into the net by Jerome. And point Mountain View, 17-16. Mountain View on top. Best to 21. 4 points to go. Floating serve, returned over the net by Earl. In the front line, a heads-up play by Mackenzie Earl, and she gives a sly little smile as she slaps the hand of some substitutes coming back in. She read that one out by Bugis and used it as a weapon against her own team. 17 all after the kill from Earl. Outside attack by Stevens, returned up. Mountain View side, Camry Hutchings, deep corner push, Jerome to Earl. She has options, goes middle, right's blocked by Dellinger. High up and a bump over by Palmer. Bugis to Hutchings, outside, Stevens down the line, Earl to Jerome. Great defense by Rawlins, but a third hit, Palmer hits it into the net, and Mountain View leads by 1. 18-17. Camry Hutchings serving for the Buffs, the sophomore setter. Kendall Herford in at right side hitter. Edwards with the first touch up, then to Jerome to the back line attack. Earl into the net. Hit the lower third of that net. 19-17. Mountain View 2 points away. Rawlins can close in a hurry though, as we've seen. Jerome sets to the middle. Palmer touches it down, but Bugis is there with the save. Rinker dumps it over. Earl does the same thing, and it's a kill for Mackenzie Earl. Now twice, Mountain View's tried to get sly with Mackenzie Earl, and she reads the court like nobody in this tournament else can do. 19-18 after the Earl kill, but a serve into the net by Jerome puts Mountain View at set point. 20-18, Stevens serves it just over. Earl with the touch up and the attack. Roll shot to the middle. Stevens to Hutchings, middle. Dellinger into the net. Set point number 2, but 20-19 the score. Mountain View done out of time to mess around here. Cortland Condis checks in for Stevens in the back line. Flip over on the serve there. To the middle, Herford winds up and ends it. Knocked it off a blocker there, and Kendall Herford, to keep it alive, is the recipient of today's Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the Game. Not always the perfect swing, but she tooled the block and read it well. And 21-19, the final in set number 2. Set 3, the decisive one, to 15 when we return on this First Bank presentation on MyLocalRadio.com. The score at the end of 2. Mountain View 1 set, Rawlins 1 set on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. With MyLocalRadio.com, you get to stay up to date with Lyman and Mountain View sports by watching.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
It's an abbreviated set to 15, and we welcome you back to Rawlins, Wyoming. The 3A state preview. Rawlins Volleyball Invitational invites all 16 3A teams to compete in shortened 21-point set, 2 out of 3 set action. And after that, it's been all whittled down to Mountain View and Rawlins. One team has a set apiece. Mountain View on the left side of the net, winning the second, 21-19. Rawlins winning the first, 21-19. This one to 15. And you gotta win by 2. Rawlins with the opening serve. As we follow the down official, checking the rotations and clearing everything. It's Brooke Palmer with the opening serve, and we are back underway. First attack, 3 buffs go in for the attack, and it's Herford with the shot up. A 0 attack and a cross-court returner. Mackenzie Earl with the kill. 1-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Rawlins. Second serve from Palmer. Floats it over. Rinker with a good pass right to Hutchings. Right side attack. Stevens into the net, though. 2-0 Rawlins. 7 make it 8 kills for Mackenzie Earl. Serve number 3 for Palmer. Herford with the touch up. It's not a great pass, but Hutchings does get it. Dellinger out of bounds on the swing, though. 3-0 Rawlins. Talk about not a lot of time for a slow start. Forget 21, we're going to 15 here. Outside attack, Hereford is blocked, digs it out of the net. Bump set from Hutchings, swing at the 10-foot line, sharp cross picked up by Earl. Palmer, back set to Jerome. She swings, diving attempt made by Bugis, but it goes into the stands. 4-0 Rawlins on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. This young Mountain View team taking on a long, talented Rawlins program that was in the state championship last year and up 2-0. Well, there's been some changing in that program since then, but Rawlins looking like one of the top teams in the state, and they lead at 5-0. Mountain View looking for yet another scrappy comeback after this timeout. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on MyLocalRadio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit my.
The run continues for Rawlins. A serve out of the gates. Brooke Palmer's been serving this entire third set, up 5-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. We welcome you back where Mackenzie Earl gets an opening attack for Rawlins and delivers off the hands of Kendall Hereford for kill number 9 of the contest. 6-0 Rawlins. The shutout as Brooke Palmer takes the ball from Aaliyah Edwards. Rises up and serves over to the back left side. Try it again. Haley Stevens. She gets up, and the block went off the antenna. It went uncalled, fell back down to the buff side, and it's called 7-0. Palmer to serve again, floats it over. Stevens. Dump set by Hutchings. Jerome dumps it over. Play Macon. And 8-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Jesse Jerome sees the court, reads it. And you need that out of a setter. Let's serve ace again. As it stands, Brooke Palmer may serve her way through all 15 of these points. It continues with the ace by Palmer. And we will return 9-0 when we come back on the Benedict's Market True Value scoreboard on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View Volleyball.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with the lift kit, new tires and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
Coming out of the break, they really didn't take much time, and Kylie Dellinger with an outside attack and kill. Her second of the contest makes it 9-1. Return over the net. Dellinger with another attack and a kill. More of a defense for Dellinger, protecting her net as a middle blocker. 9-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Mountain View dug themselves quite the hole. Only 6 points away for Rawlins, trying to climb back. Back set from Palmer to Jesse Jerome, attacking from the right side. Rinker serves it up to Hereford. Popped up by Edwards. Palmer to the outside. Earl flips it. Hutchings back to Rinker. She's blocked. Defended by Stevens. And a 10-foot line attack by Dellinger. Back on the net. Dug out. That was right on the play. Earl cross-court attack. Stevens, one touch, no second to be. Kill for Mackenzie Earl, her 11th. 10-2. One way or another, as Rawlins is running away with this third set to get this far and to come back and win a second set for this young Mountain View team is perhaps just another step in the progression of their maturity as a program growing together. They probably wanted to be this far, but maybe didn't expect that they would be able to put it together as they had. But in these final moments, Madison Wright for Rawlins gets another kill And as a team, Rawlins proving to rise superior for the time being. 11-2 the score. Serve out of bounds, ends the run for Jerome, 11-3. Both Mountain View timeouts have been taken. Olivia Meeks checks in. Caitlin Timms into serve. Mountain View looking for a little magic. Going to their serving specialist, Caitlin Timms. Outside Edwards, cross-court attack. Condis with the return up. Hutchings outside to Rinker. And a high return up from Jerome. Palmer to Earl. Blocked by Olivia Meeks. For Olivia, that is her first block of the contest. She has one block and 2 kills. 11-4 the tally on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Timms serves it in for an ace. First ace of the third set. Overall, it's ace number 6 for Mountain View. 11-5. The Buffs trying to climb back. Earl gets a bad set, and it goes out of bounds. The run is in for Mountain View. Amidst a 6-2 run for the Buffs, Caitlin Timms comes back to serve again. Rolls it over the net. Back line to Earl, and off of Timms for the kill. Caitlin comes out, replaced by the libero, Casey Bugis. And serving is Madison Wright. Hutchings sets up to Rinker. Out of bounds, too far, 13-6 the score. A great climb back, partial climb back for Mountain View, but the lead appears to be too large. And the block has been excellent. The serving for Rawlins as well has been stupendous in this contest. Cortland Condis attacking from the back line, misses, hits it into the net. We are at match point number 1 for Rawlins to win the Invitational from 16 teams, trying to make it down to run. The Rawlins Outlaws homestanding team serves over, and Rinker attacks and makes a kill. So not quite yet. And maybe, just maybe, Mountain View trying to pull off the impossible. 14-7 the score, match point number 2. Emily Bugis serving for the Buffs. Floats it over. Good return by Jerome. Earl to Jerome. Cross quarter. Push up by Condis. Outside, Rinker down the line is blocked. Out of bounds. Kill for Rinker. Back-to-back kills for Allie Rinker in must-have-it time. Match point number 3, 14-8. Bugis serves over. Jerome to Edwards. Back court to Bugis. Bump set from Hutchings, and Meeks plays it safe, gets it over. Jerome to Palmer. Outside Edwards. Bugis tight, nice pass to the middle. And Meeks kills it off of Jerome. 14-9. And match point number 4. Meeks with 3 kills, and Emily Bugis continues to serve. Lofts it over. And close to an ace, returned over the net. Condis makes the save. Allie Rinker tips it over 2 blockers. Palmer to Earl. She can set well outside to Edwards. Blocked by Meeks. But wait, what are you saying? It was blocked and inbounds, but was there a touch? It's called out of bounds. It looked clearly in, but the call is out. And Rawlins wins it. 15-9, the final on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. A 3-setter, a thriller, and in the end, Rawlins is the standing alone as the home team to run through all 16 in 3A. Mountain View settles for second best in week number 3 of the season, but it is just that. For both of these teams in the championship match, it's great, but the job has just begun. 15-9, Rawlins defeats Mountain View 2-1. We will be back with post-game coverage next on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View Volleyball, live on MyLocalRadio.com. Do you like following your Mountain View and Lyman athletics when you can't make it to the game? Well, we love bringing it to you. Hi, I'm Jake Hibbard,
voice of the Mountain View Buffaloes and Lyman Eagles, and I've been traveling around the state of Wyoming and covering high school sports for the better part of a decade. Whether it's covering a big culminating event at the Casper Event Center, calling a tightly contested Mountain View-Lyman game, the greatest rivalry in this state, or kicking back and enjoying the views at one of this state's many hidden gems like the ballpark in Cowley, Wyoming, there's a few things I always see. There's officials trying their hardest, coaches sweating it out on the sidelines, and there's always a ton of support for these athletes from the entire community. MyLocalRadio.com would like to take a moment to thank all of its sponsors for making today's video coverage possible. Without all of us working together, none of this could happen. If you would like to support our future video broadcasts of Lyman and Mountain View sports, there's a few ways you can let us know. The first is, you can call our home office in Evanston, Wyoming at 307-789-8116 and let them know that you would like to know more about how you can become a sponsor of Bridger Valley Sports. The other is, you can just come up to me before or after a game and ask for more information. We've got a lot of different tiers of sponsorship and we'll find the perfect one for you. We would love for you to join the MyLocalRadio.com and Bridger Valley Sports family and help us continue to bring these games for years to come. That number again to call for the Evanston office is 307-789-8116. Or just come up and see me at one of the games and let me help you help us. And remember, go Eagles and go Buffs.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Joined now post-game by Diana Timms after a run through day 2 in the gold bracket. You fall twice to Rawlins, day 1 in pool play, day 2. That is a very solid team. As a program, they were in the championship match last year. They lost some parts, but they returned some very good talent. What did you see from your team in both of those contests going against Rawlins?
Well, in the first match against Rawlins, we didn't match up quite as well. We just weren't playing our best. But today, I was really proud of the girls, how they just brought their game. They had a lot of energy. They were playing great defense. They were reading their hitters and doing really good things. And especially matching, like you said, they played in the state championship last year, and I had two girls on my team who even saw any time at that state tournament last year. So I'm really proud about how today went.
I was talking to your girls just a little bit before the contest happened, and I wasn't here yesterday, so I asked them, how did that game go? And they said we did not pass well, we didn't have a good serve receive. I think after seeing this Rawlins team, we have to give credit where it's due of that they have a very good serving team. But I would say your team definitely did better after maybe the first 10, 15 points of that opening set of being able to read the serves. What is that a credit to?
Lots of reps in practice, for sure. Serve receive is definitely a huge focus for us. But Rawlins, they're strong in serve receive. They are strong servers. They've got some great hitters. So definitely give credit to them. But I think my girls made some good adjustments. They were reading the serve a lot better. They were seeing it early and responding, keeping the ball in front of them, and really working hard to focus on the fundamentals and the keys that we talk about in practice.
We can start to see this team really coming together as a varsity unit. The backline defense, that's always been something that you want to have in your program, and it's really starting to show up. I kind of gave a duel. We give a player of the game, a play of the game sort of thing. I gave it to Kendall Herford up in the front line for that point to kind of a broken play, but you got it over to win that set too. But then the last match before, I think it was in the semifinal, I gave it to all your backline defenders for the way that they're getting not just balls up, but right to Camry and where she can set it with options.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just getting better digs. As the weekend's gone by, they're making some changes, really focusing on their angle and seeing that hitter, and they're making some really good adjustments, and it really helps our offense and keeps us in the game.
Of course, the trend was bucked last year when Lyman won it, but I heard there's some rumor that if you win the Rawlins invite, you won't win state. But I don't imagine you minded that being able to head into the championship and to take on Rawlins the second time.
Absolutely not. There is always that talk about the Rawlins curse, but I'd take it any day if I could win it. But
Yeah.
we're sitting in a good spot, and
Yeah.
I think that as we head through the season, we still have a long ways to go and a lot of growth to work on. And but now we have a better idea of where we're sitting a little bit in this conference. So
Continuing to see this team grow from 16 teams down to 2, and then a third set that just went Rawlins' way. What was happening was I don't know, what did you see happening in that giant lead when they went out 9-0?
they were serving tough. We had kind of a serve-receive breakdown, and things just weren't going our way. And, you have those games. But I felt like about halfway through, even though we were up by 9 or whatever, that's when we started battling back. And, we were hanging with them that second half of that last set, but can't dig yourself into a big hole and then expect to come back every time like we have in the past.
Yeah, and you don't have as much time, especially in the –
Absolutely.
But that's how it's going to happen if you get down to a 5th set. So good practice. Overall, I think we have to say you got a lot of good experience and you have a lot of good looks going into state and regional play of every team in 3A.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what I love most about the Rawlins tournament is it just kind of gives us an idea of who's out there and what's to come. And, I mean, there's a lot of changes that happen throughout the season for every game or every team. I mean, Douglas had 4 kids, 4 starters gone. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of changes and adjustments that happen everywhere. So we've just got to make sure that we're working and continuing to develop as a team.
Coach Diana Timms ready to head west on I-80 after a long tournament and a successful one. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Continuing to see the progression of the team, and we'll see you again, I think, next week. We got some games coming up, don't we?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. All right. Coach Timms, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's run you now through some stats as I had them for Allie Rinker, 7 kills and a block. For the Mountain View Buffs, leads the way, 5 kills for Haley Stevens. Olivia Meeks with 3 kills and a block. Kylie Dellinger finishes up with a couple of kills as well. And Camry Hutchings with the 1 kill, ace by Casey Bugus, by Allie Rinker, Haley Stevens, Emily Bugus, and Caitlin Timms for a total of 5 throughout the contest. Mackenzie Earl leads the way attacking for Rawlins. She had 4 in the first, 3 in the second, and in the third, 2, 4, 5. Make it 5, so 9, 10, 11, 12 kills for Mackenzie Earl. 4 from Brooke Palmer, and a block from Jessie Jerome. For Jordan Jerome, I did not have her with any kills, maybe a couple of blocks and aces that I missed along the way. 3 kills for Wright and a kill for Edwards and Melise. 3 aces for Palmer in that third set. That will do it for us. And again, the final score in the championship match, 2-1. First set goes 21-19 Rawlins' way. Second set goes 21-19 Mountain View's way. And then a 15-9 score for Rawlins to win their own invitational, but really a 3A state preview here at Rawlins. The final on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Thank you so much for joining us throughout this weekend. We will be back with some more Mountain View and Lyman action coming up this week. Let's take a look at that right now, what we have coming up on our broadcast schedule. The next volleyball match we have is September 17th. That's this coming Tuesday. That's Lyman at Kemmer. We'll broadcast that one live on mylocalradio.com. And then on Thursday, we'll be in Green River for Mountain View to take on the 4A Green River Wolves at 6 p.m. And then football this Friday, we are with Lyman again. Lyman at Cokeville. We'll be with Mountain View at Thermopolis 2 weeks from now. That a 1 o'clock kickoff from Cokeville. I'm Jake Hibbert. Thanks for joining us all weekend long through football, through Lyman, through Mountain View, however and whenever you listen. We appreciate it. On mylocalradio.com. See you next Thursday for the Buffs, but this Tuesday for the Lyman Eagles volleyball program.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this mylocalradio.com exclusive of Mountain View Buffaloes Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Mountain View broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Buffs!